Well, hi guys, welcome back to the Kneady Homesteader channel. And we are rolling into February, and February is a month I really want to focus on bread, baking bread specifically for beginners. So I am talking to all of you out there who have always wanted to make bread, who have tried making bread and have struggled with it. Anyone who's on the fence about making bread and you're just not sure what to buy, how to do it. You're just a little nervous. Some of you are just straight out scared to bake bread. I want to do exactly what I did with the canning videos and the canning workshop that I did last month, which I'll leave a playlist up above so you guys can go check that out. I want to walk you through the fear and the anxiety and get you started on your journey to baking bread, because it's one of the things that I love doing the most. So I'm not making any promises. I know there's been a lot of questions about what we're going to bake, what we're going to make during this month. I don't know. I'm just going to, leave it open so that we can shift and I can pivot where I need to, depending on where you guys are. So this really is going to be a lot of, I want you guys to give me feedback, let me know what you're struggling with, and what you need more help on. And that's what we're going to kind of focus on this month. So unstable times in the world, right? The world, I think, has gone mad in a lot of ways. We're also approaching storm season. The reality is, loss of power or any kind of emergency, if you run out to the store and all the bread is gone, what do? I think that was like one of my main fears as a mom was, well, if we lose power, if something happens, like I need milk and I need bread, right? So, but what do you do when you go to the stores and it's wiped out, the shelves are empty? How are you going to feed your family? And bread is one of those things that it's so versatile, and it really goes a long way. So a little bit of food on bread, bread is one of those things that if you watch Clara, her channel over on Deep Depression Cooking, I just watched a video of hers a couple of days ago of her Deep Depression pizza. And like she said, when you have very little food, you can make it stretch just by making a pizza, something as simple as making a pizza. But for a lot of us, if we've never baked bread and our parents didn't bake bread, like, my mom never baked bread, I had no idea what I was doing when I was first learning. So I want to be of assistance to you and a help to you. And we're going to get you baking bread, and it's going to be so much fun. So this video is a simple one. Going to be quick. I'm just going to go through the basics of what I want you guys to pick up at the grocery store to have on hand. And then, of course, as your bread baking develops and you start, venturing out, like you want to make a cinnamon raisin bread, of course, you're going to be adding some cinnamon and some raisins into it. You get into whole grains or wheat breads, rye breads, anything like that. You get into the bagels and you want to get malt. The sky's the limit, right? You can start getting into pretzel salts and different kinds of toppings like sesame or poppy seed or everything bagel, and oats, things that you can put on top of your breads just to make them more artisan or prettier. But we're not going to focus on that right now. Right now, we're just going to focus on the simple, basic ingredients, because like the canning, I don't want you guys feeling overwhelmed. So I don't want to go too fast with this. I want to keep this very simple, and I want to keep it fun, because baking bread for me is a lot of fun. And so that is my goal for you guys in February. So I'm not going to make any promises of what we're going to be baking. We're just going to take it as we go. No stress, no worries. We're just going to bake some bread. All right. So on with the list of things that I want you to get. Okay, first and foremost, you are going to need some kind of yeast. Now, I like an instant yeast just because it is milled a little bit finer and you can use it right away. You don't have to proof it. So for any newbie out there, any beginner out there, this just makes the step of activating your yeast a lot easier for you. So look for something instant. I will tell you, Saf is my favorite brand. I have tried many other brands brands. I just do not like them as much. I get the best results from SAF. So this is the one that I use, SAF Instant. I'll leave a link for it. You can get it on Amazon. And I put it in just a mason jar, and I keep it in my freezer. So I keep unopened bags in my freezer, and then I also keep this jar in my freezer. A bag like this, if you buy it in bulk, will last you, it would probably last the average person a year. It lasts me about 4 or 5 months, but I bake a lot of bread. So keep that in mind. I like buying it in bulk a lot better than buying the little envelopes. It's a lot cheaper too. So you're going to need yeast first and foremost. Then you're going to need some kind of flour, and I'm going to recommend that you get both an all-purpose flour and a bread flour. Now I know bread flour or high gluten flour is sometimes what it's called. Might be a little trickier for you to find, so at the very least get all-purpose, but I use bread flour whenever I bake my bread because you're just going to get better results with it. All right, you're also going to need sugar. So just regular sugar. I keep mine in a big old tote like this, but you're gonna need some sugar. You're gonna need some salt. I use sea salt, but you can use whatever salt you want. You're also going to need, you guys, milk powder or instant milk. So this is how it's sold in my local grocery store. It comes all different ways. I will try to find a link for you guys on Amazon for anybody who has a hard time finding that. I keep mine in a jar, and as you see, I'm dwindling down, so I need to fill this back up. But we're going to want some milk powder. You can use regular milk. You just have to kind of warm it up and then let it cool down, because enzymes in milk can actually kill your yeast. So milk powder is already, the enzymes are already killed in it. So it's just easier, especially as a beginner, to use milk powder when you're making bread. I'm also going to recommend that you guys get some mashed potatoes. These are the mashed potatoes I get. I keep a lot on hand because I use it in bread. I get mine at Aldi, and I keep it in a jar like this. This is really going to make your sandwich loaf bread super soft, like that Wonder Bread soft. This is the secret. So you're gonna want some instant potatoes. You're also gonna need a fat. So I usually use butter when it comes to anything like a sandwich bread and any kind of chewy bread. So any kind of like baguette or like an Italian loaf, or if I'm making pizza, I use an olive oil. So I'm going to recommend you get both the olive oil and the butter. And that's going to be it, at least for right now, you guys, just to get us started and to get you going on your bread journey to making bread. And then of course, like I said, the more complicated you get, you get into cinnamon swirl, cinnamon raisin bread. Of course, we're going to use some cinnamon and brown sugar, some raisins, that kind of stuff. But we're not going to focus on that right now. We're just going to keep it simple, and we're going to get you going on baking some bread. So I hope this is helpful. If you are in my VIP or my inner circle, I will type all this out for you so you guys can print this out. And I'll be seeing you guys soon with our very first loaf of bread. All right, guys, take care.